obviously we here in the kitchen, it feels tight, especially for a home this size.
Right.
But in these older, early 1900s homes, everything was more compartmentalized. It's a traditional feel. So, you got the kitchen here, and then this would be like the nook/butler pantry, right? So what I like to do is kind of walk around, because kitchens and master en-suites sell the properties, you know what I mean? So, and for those of y'all that don't know, a master en-suite is simply a bedroom that has a bathroom connected or inside of it, okay? Those are what sell the home. So I always like to look at, how do I maximize the full potential of my kitchen?
All right.
So, right off the rip, one approach would be to try to keep it a galley style kitchen and maybe continue it into the butler pantry and eliminate that.
Okay.
But then we have to see, do you really have a nook? Because most people don't eat in traditional dining rooms anymore. They eat in a nook area, right? So for the sake of keeping the nook, then, you can come here in your traditional dining room area, which is kind of two-part right here. I guess this could be like a study over here and then dining room here. But you could look at possibly taking this wall out and then opening that kitchen up and putting an island here to connect both spaces together.
Gotcha.
If I were to take out this wall, it would be kind of weird for this still to be closed in.
Yeah.
Right? So I would look at what could we do to maybe open all of this up, or at least eliminate that wall and make somewhat of a pass-through from here to that room. What'd you think about that?
Yeah, I would probably just put the passway.
Okay. So you would open this up completely?
Yeah, I would definitely need more space for that.
Okay.
I would probably just put a passway for that.
Okay.
For sure. Because it's still kind of cutting off the living room. We already got another open way this way.
Yeah.
You don't want too many traffic ways, but it's a good flow of traffic to be able to come all the way around, so.
Right.
I would definitely just put an alleyway in that way.
Okay.
Maybe a little arch door or something.
Okay.
Give it still look.
So let's walk on this side. So when you look at, the living room, more than likely, television is gonna go up here.
Right.
So when you think about, the use of each wall in a space, you got these beautiful arch windows that that's gonna be a focal point looking out. This wall over here essentially would just be for the sake of being the back to some furniture. But if your television's gonna be there, you probably gonna route your furniture differently in here.
Yeah.
Right? So in that case, I agree with you. I mean, we could eliminate that wall over there, and then, maybe I would personally make this a larger pass-through.
You make it larger? Okay.
Yeah, I would make it a little bit larger, only because that way, because the kitchen, right, on the other side of this wall is gonna come out to probably about right here when you add in that island. So if you had this as a pass-through, it'll open up the dining room into the kitchen a little bit as well. So you get that feel that everybody is kind of interconnected, you know what I mean, in that process.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay. Another thing, whenever I'm looking at properties, and this is how I'm doing it remotely, okay, is in the photos, if I see radiators, then I automatically know there's probably a boiler, right? So those are all the keys that a lot of people don't cue in on. If I see floor vents, then I know it should be forced air. If I see radiators, I should already know it's a boiler. I'm going into it assuming if I'm gonna put in forced air and central air for heat, and then for AC, that I'm gonna have to convert from a boiler to a forced air system. So I'm already knowing it's gonna probably run me about 15 grand.
Yeah.
Right. Especially if it's 3 floors, you're gonna have to put in 2 units.
Yeah.
One upstairs on the 3rd floor to push down, and then one in the basement to push up.
Gotcha.
Okay. So those type of things are what I look at. I also like to keep the same traditional theme on the baseboards. So I take them all off, but I'll go back with the 5-inch.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Versus the 3-inch Pro Pack.
That's same for the ceiling too though, right?
So for the ceiling,
if it's savable.
Yeah, so for the ceiling, if it has the architectural plaster detail that you can salvage, I absolutely would. Okay. In some cases, it's mismatched to where, now this is actually in really good shape. So I would save the Cove.
Okay.
Where you can't save them, then I'll re-drywall and then put up a crown molding.
Gotcha.
to keep with that same feel. You can put a nice, 2.5, 3 inch crown molding up, and it still give it that stately feel to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So, plaster becomes very expensive to try to recreate. So, if you got a lot of plaster work, chances are from it being cost effective and time effective to just take it all out and then drywall it up and then just put the crown molding back.
Gotcha.
Okay.